In video games, there are mainly three types of cameras: first person, third person, and top down. In this video, we will learn how to switch between those cameras mid-game and how they work. So let's click on games, third person, we don't need starter content, create, and let's start. We go into the project and this is what we get. We can press play, and right here we have fully function third person camera. We can walk, jump, look everywhere we want. Now let's start with understand how cameras work in video games. Press Ctrl space to open the Content browser. We go to third person, blueprints, BP third person, and here we have our character. Let's go to the viewport, and you see this camera right here. So what this camera sees, this is what we see on screen. So for example, if I decide to move the camera upwards and press play, we will see everything from upwards. If we decide to get the camera further, then it will look like this. Okay, so with that in mind, if we want to move from third person to first person, theoretically, is to slam the camera to its head, press play, and it works. But it has many issues because it doesn't really work this way. So you see there are a lot of bugs over here, like the camera is pretty messed up, you know? So we don't want any of those things to happen. So let's fix them. In order to do this right, first let's reset the values of the camera and create a new one. Call it first person camera and parent it to the mesh. Let's reset its values and parent socket it to the head. So right now the camera will follow the head socket. So let's deactivate the third person camera and press play and see what's happening. Yeah, this is not good for us. I mean, this could be a really cool game, but this is not what we want right now. So let's go to here and try to fix this. The first thing we need to do is to activate use pawn control rotation. So if we do this, press play, the rotation of the camera is following the rotation of the character, which is pretty good, this is what we want, but the mesh is not following this, as you can see right here. This is not good for us. So what can we do in order to fix this? Let's go to the event graph and get the tab key. When you press it, first thing, we want to take our first camera and our third person camera, and when we press tab, we want to activate this one and deactivate this one. Okay, but before that we need to make something called flip-flop. What flip-flop does is that if you press tab one time, it will go to here, and the next time you will press tab, it will go to here. So if in the first time that we press tab, we activate the first person, then deactivate the third person, the next time we want to activate the third person and deactivate the first person. Let's do this thing. So if we press tab one time, it will activate the first person. So we need to start with this activated, and with this, oops, deactivated. So let's try. We press play, and we have our third person. And if we press tab, it switches to our first person. If we press tab again, third person again. This is really cool. But we still have the same problem, which is this thing. So how would we fix it? When we're in third person, we want to use the controller rotation, and when we are in first person, we don't want to use it. Let's do this very fast. You can just press C and it does this, which is really cool. So if you go press play, right here it works completely fine. And if you press tab, well, you're going backwards, forward, and everything is good. Nice. The only thing is that if you go downstairs, you see your whole body. So this is a really easy fix. Just like play with the camera a bit forward, a bit upwards maybe, and you have it fine. We finished the third to first person swap. Let's do really quick the top down one. All we have to do is move the camera upwards, cancel its movement, and activate it with a key. So let's go to the viewport, add to the mesh a new camera, but before that we need to add spring arm and get it under the capsule. And under the spring arm we need to add the camera and top down camera. Now what we need to do is to go to the spring arm, cancel the inherit pitch and yaw, and sure, let's uncheck this as well. We want it to be really long, so let's do 1/4000. Let's reset those and let's make it rotation of -50. Sure. So let's remove its auto activate, go to the event graph and do the blueprints. First thing is, let's activate this. Let's activate it with a different key, like 1, but you can activate it with any key you want, obviously. And let's make the flip-flop over here. And activate, deactivate, but we want it 1 here and 1 here. Let's get a top-down camera twice. You can press Ctrl D. And nice, activate and deactivate. Now we need to make a variable. So let's call it is top down. When we press 1, we want to set it true. So let's make it, no, let's just make it twice. So if we activate it, it's true. If we deactivate it, it's false. And I want to make sure that we can't go to the third person when we use this one. So let's do before this a branch that only if top down equals false, we can move to those cameras. Now we need to cancel the movement input of the camera. So this is the camera input. Let's make it, let's make it here. Branch. You can press B and left click, you can get branch. So branch is top down. And we get to false. Last thing we need to do is to go right here, and when we enable the top-down camera, we need to deactivate the first camera and the third camera. So we'll probably replace this, goes like this, goes like this. And when we deactivate it, we need to activate a certain camera. So we can just like save the camera that we deactivating right here, then activate it again. But for now, let's just put it in the third person, so the tutorial won't be too long. So press compile, save, go to the map, press play, and let's try to press 1, and looking good. Nice. Let's try to press tab, it shouldn't work. Nice, it's not working. Let's press 1 again, tab, tab, nice. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like the video, please press the like button, it helps me massively. Subscribe if you want to see any of my future videos. Click here if you want to learn how to use animation blueprint. And have a wonderful day.